this channel where we spread love and positive vibes. Allow me to start by thanking our new subscribers and our returning subscribers. We appreciate you. We thank you so much. Today, there is something that I saw. There is this lady called Jessica. Jessica is a Black American, and she was talking about her childhood where she grew up being judged, being looked at as if you are not human, or rather being discriminated. And she was talking about that when she was in school, she could not make friends because she is from United States of America and she's a Black woman or a Black lady. And therefore, as a child growing up, she could not be able to make a lot of friends because the friends could judge her a lot. And therefore, she grew up not seeing a lot of Black people in her surroundings. And she talks about there are some places she used to go where she used to find herself in the midst of white people, and she's the only Black person. And she was saying she could always be conscious about what she says, how she dresses, how she does things, because everybody is looking at her so that they can have maybe something to judge her about. And she talks about one time she visited Jamaica and everything changed about her. And she talks about she could feel so happy, so satisfied, so beautiful, surrounded by Black people who are Black like herself. And I never knew, guys, that it is so important to have people that speak like you, that talk like you, that dress like you, that looks like you around you. I only came to know how important this is when I listened to Jessica. And therefore she came to Jamaica and she found that Black people can own big and huge businesses. They can be restaurant owners, they can be hotel owners, they can be in politics, they can be having very great or big businesses. And she found this the first time in Jamaica. And I wondered, by the way, I'm sorry to ask because I've never been in United States of America, but according to Jessica, it's like the Black Americans do not own a lot of properties or other big businesses in United States of America, because she talks about when she saw big businesses owned by Black people, hotels and restaurants owned by Black people, billboards, advertisements being done by Black people, she was so proud. She felt good. She felt satisfied. And before I completely talk about what she concluded and how she felt, arriving in Jamaica, finding Black people like herself and being able to interact with them, let me allow you to watch the video and listen to Jessica and her experience in United States of America, and also her experience in Jamaica. And then later I'll come back and we analyze what Jessica is talking about.
Every single Black person needs to visit a Black country. Go there, and not to the little touristy areas. Go to the Black areas, the real areas, and see what life could be like, especially if you're from the US, like myself. So I grew up going to Jamaica every year with my family, and it was life-changing for me as a child to see Black business owners, Black restaurant owners, Black people in commercials, Black people on billboards, Black politician, all Black everything. It was so beautiful and so inspiring. For the first time in my life, I was seen. I took off my Blackness and put on my humanness. I wasn't just Jessica the Black girl, I was just Jessica. And if you've never experienced what life is like outside of your Blackness, outside of your exterior, you'll be surprised to know how much freedom there is and just being you. I've been in many social spaces where I walk in, I'm representing as the only Black person there. And you have to be very mindful and cognizant of everything you do, everything you say, how you walk, how you dress, because there are so many stereotypes and stigmas about you already that you need to walk in on your A game. You don't realize how much all of these things are playing on your psyche, on what you think is possible, on what life could be, what normalcy is. You don't always have to be the other. Growing up in the US, going to school, it was so hard to make friends because people are afraid of me. People think I'm gonna act a certain way or be a certain way. I went to Jamaica, I would be there for 5 days and leave with 10 friends because these people are just seeing me for me. There's no preconceived notions of who this tall Black girl is. Even if you think life is great here, it can be so much better in a place where you can truly be you. Trust me. I don't know if I'm raising my kids in Jamaica or if I'm retiring in Jamaica because I have to live there for at least a year because it is so fantastic. And if I have children, I also want them to see all the possibilities life can be as a person of color.
So, guys, you have listened to Jessica. And I'm sure you have captured one or two things about Jessica and her experience in Jamaica. This is a lady that have come from one of the developed countries in the world, the United States of America. And she was talking about her experience in Jamaica and her experience in the United States of America. And she was saying she felt beautiful. She felt good. She felt satisfactory for the first time. She felt she can be herself. She can behave the way she wants without people judging her. She can talk the way she talks without people judging her. And she desired that she can come and actually live in Jamaica and her children can come and occupy or rather stay in Jamaica so that they can have this beautiful experience that Jessica experienced. And I was touched by Jessica and her experience in the United States of America and also in Jamaica. And I felt that it is so good to feel wanted, to feel people to feel or rather to be with people that appreciate you, that accommodates you, that actually embraces you the way you are without judging you. Because I'm sure Jessica had a rough time in the United States of America because she says as a child she could not actually make friends because people are looking at her to judge her, to look for the mistakes so that they can highlight mistakes. And it's not only Jessica who actually appreciated being in the midst of Black people when you are Black. I was looking at the comment section of that video and it was full of people who are from Canada, who are from United States of America, who are from United Kingdom, and they were talking about their experience when they went to Jamaica. They mingled with the people of Jamaica who are friendly, who are embracing, who are loving. And I'm going to go through some of the messages of the people that actually commented about being in the midst of Jamaican people or being in the midst of Black people like themselves. There is this one whose name is Musma Kriod. Musma Kriod says, I was in Jamaica recently and when I was in the island grill restaurant, I look around and saw my Black sisters and brothers and tears came into my eyes because I was so overwhelmed with the fact that I fit in with Jamaican. I was not a Black amongst whites. I was Black with my Black people. It was such an undescribable feeling. An undescribable feeling. Just joy and inner peace. Oh my God. You know, when you read such messages, you feel like crying. It means that this is a person who has actually faced a lot of segregation, racial segregation. And when he arrived in Jamaica, he has not said where he comes from, but he talks about when he arrived in Jamaica, he found black sisters and brothers, and he felt good, and his eyes could not hold back the tears. He felt satisfied. He felt the peace of heart. He felt that he was amongst people who accepted her, people who embraced her, people who loved her. And this is a great feeling to somebody who has lived with people that do not appreciate you, that do not embrace you, that do not feel that you belong to them. And therefore, this guy talks about that I fit in with Jamaican. I was not a black amongst whites. I was black with my black people. Very, very strong. I was black with my black people. It was such an undescribable feeling. He could not describe the feeling he felt. The feeling he felt when he was amongst the black people like himself. Another one says, in Jamaica, I feel like a human being. Actually, this is a quote from Martin Luther King Jr. And it was said in June 21, 1965. Martin Luther King Jr. actually declared that in Jamaica, I feel like a human being. Oh my. It's so sad that Martin Luther Jr., who was actually from United States of America, declared that in Jamaica, he felt like a human being for the first time. Meaning that when he was in United States of America, he did not feel this feeling of satisfaction, feeling of belonging, feeling of happiness, feeling that you cannot be able to describe. Like the person we have read his message up there. I hope I'll be able to put these messages in the video. So Martin Luther Jr. declared, it's a feeling you cannot be able to describe. It's a feeling of satisfaction, feeling of acceptance, feeling of love, feeling of people who embrace you and who accommodates you the way you are. Those are not the only one, guys. There are others. This one says, I love Jamaicans all day, every day. I am a black American and Cuban descent. So this one is a half caste between a black American and a Cuban descent, and wouldn't mind moving there. So he's saying he wouldn't mind moving to Jamaica. Jamaicans are beautiful people, very loving, caring, and extremely hardworking. Much love and respect to my Jamaican brothers and sisters from America, Maine. The rarest people on the planet, we love you all. So this guy is actually a Cuban half caste and a black American half caste. His name is Scorpio Mami. And he says, Jamaicans are beautiful people, they are loving people, they are caring people, and extremely hardworking. And he says, much love and respect to my Jamaican brothers and sisters from America, Mami. And he says, they are the most realistic people on the planet, and he declares, we love you. We always talk about Jamaicans, and people come to the comment section and start asking us, why do you always talk about Jamaica? Because they have proved again and again, they are great people, they are loving people, they are people with mercy. Like all these people, imagine, they are declaring how they felt. They felt of wrath, the feeling of wrath, the feeling of satisfaction, the feeling of joy when they stepped on Jamaican soil. And this one says, I'm Jamaican American. I finally received my citizenship, looking forward to more adventures soon. So he's looking forward to be coming to Jamaica to visit. This one says, I told you that these people are people from different countries, and they are declaring the feeling they had when they visited Jamaica, which is predominantly a black people country. Most of the people in Jamaica are black people. And therefore, this one says, I am black Canadian. He's from Canada and he's black. I love Jamaica. Seeing people who look like me, it's a joy. When he comes to Jamaica and sees people who look like him, it's a joy. Jamaica is my retired home every year I visit. He declares that he comes to Jamaica every year. Jamaica, when I go to Jamaica, I stay away from the big cities. I love the country, the village areas, life, St. Elizabeth, Jamaica. I'll be in Jamaica in May. So this is a guy who is from Canada, a black Canadian, and he's declaring every year he has to come to Jamaica, and he says it's a joy to meet people that look like me, to meet people that embrace me, to meet people that love me, to meet people that accommodate me and accept me the way I am. This is great revelation. It's great declaration by people who have come to Jamaica and experienced love, experienced acceptance, experienced joy, happiness, and all those feelings that these people are expressing. So another one comes and says, I didn't realize how much stress was internally eating me alive until I went to Jamaica. It was daunting on my first trip, 40 trips later. So this person is called who? Garen. Garen, actually is written Garen 2101. Garen declares that he did not know that he was actually stressed until he arrived in Jamaica, and he felt the love of the people of Jamaica, the accommodation, the accommodating nature of the people of Jamaica, and internally felt that he has been stressed for all his time. He came to the realization that he has been suffering from stress. And therefore he declared to be coming to Jamaica so often. And he says, so far he has made 40 trips to Jamaica. So it means that he comes, goes back to where? Where is he from? He has not said where he's from. So he comes back, he comes to Jamaica, spends time with Jamaican people, goes back to his country, comes again, and so on until he has made 40 trips in total. Then another one says, I have been to Ghana, and as we traveled around, I just kept thinking, this looks and feels just like Jamaica. So this is a person who says that he visited Ghana and he felt that the Ghana country looks like Jamaica. Same people, same people, same culture, some of the same words and ways of doing things, people on the streets, grass, people selling food and drink on top of their heads, people cooking food on the streets to sell, huge markets with people selling everything under the sun, hot sun, and beautiful black people everywhere. Mothers and babies, fathers and sons, elderly people walking, not afraid of being robbed, like in the United States of America. I never knew it's not safe to travel on the streets of United States of America. This one is saying, when he was in Ghana, he felt that he was safe and he was free to travel without fearing being robbed. And he went ahead and said, just black people being people, going about their lives, being free. I loved it. I've been to Jamaica about 15 to 20 times. Oh my God. These people love Jamaica. My first trip was in 1980s. I went by myself for a 3-day holiday. I stayed in Montego Bay, but I visited Ocho Rios and I went as far as Negri. The roads were bad at that time, but it was adventure to me, and I instantly fell in love with Jamaica. I live in predominantly black city, but I worked in a very white industry, lots of subtle racism and attitudes. He's saying that he has worked with white people who are full of racism and attitudes. But I stuck it out. I remember riding into Ochi and crossing that retro bridge and just seeing black people everywhere going about their business and just walking and hustling, and I had an almost religious revelation. A feeling came over me and I fell instantly in love with the people, culture, food, music. So he felt in love with Jamaica, the people of Jamaica, the culture, the food, the music, all things Jamaican. I started reading Jamaican history books. I have a BA in history, so this was right up my alley. And learning about Jamaican culture, patois, which I cannot speak and I don't even try. I came back about 4 years later and stayed in Ochi, went all over as much as I could, came back again, this time to Kingston, visited the museum, the art gallery, because I love Jamaican art. My house is full of Jamaican art, sculpture, vases, pottery, paintings, all this from Jamaica. He bought different artwork from Jamaica. All over downtown Kingston, Marcus Gulfey House office and the Ward Theatre, came back again, brought my best friend, came back again, brought my sister, came back next time, brought my brother. Just went back last month to take my sister and her granddaughter for her 18th birthday. She loved it. Needless to say, I visit Jamaica every year, sometimes twice if I can swing it. It's the only place where I feel free. I feel free to be a black person. I am trying so hard to decide if I want to move there permanently. I would love to go and not come back to the United States of America. I'm one of those people who cry on the plane on the way back home because I don't want to go home. Oh my God. I'm retired and I know this is my last year here in the States. I hate the winters and I'm just tired of the home repairs and maintenance. I would love to move to either Ochi or Nigri or further west. I don't need to be on the beach, a retro place with a nice view. Would be my preference. So this is an American talking about his experience in Ghana and his experience in Jamaica, and he talks about he felt satisfied, he felt love, he felt that he had fallen in love with Jamaica, and he brought other people to come to Jamaica in his several times. He visited Jamaica, he even went to the museum, he went to the gallery, he made art and paintings that are Jamaican and bought them and took them to his house. And it was a good experience until he says he's giving an option of retiring in Jamaica instead of staying in United States of America. What a conversion. And he says, by the way, that when he enters the plane from Jamaica to go back to the United States of America, he cries. He feels sad. Do you know that feeling can only be felt by somebody who has experienced love, who has experienced acceptance, who have experienced good vibes, positive vibes. And wherever he's coming from, he has always experienced negativity. So this guy declares that he's almost retiring and he feels like he can retire in Jamaica. The other one confesses, I am American. If I ever leave New York State, it will be Jamaica, and that is it. So this one declares, if he ever decides to go out of New York, it will be to go to Jamaica and settle there. So you can see the love these people have for Jamaica. And I think the people of Jamaica are great people. Very accommodative, very accepting, very loving. And that is why when these people go to Jamaica, they feel accepted, they feel loved, they feel like going back again and again. We have gone through people that have gone to Jamaica 20 times, 40 times, and this one talks about so many times that he has gone to Jamaica and back to United States of America, and he's giving an option of actually retiring in Jamaica. And we have do we have another one? Yeah, here it is. This one says, I'm Black American, but I adore Jamaican culture. Please keep your culture pure and do not absorb American American ways. I get so sick of the division some black Americans show. Never been outside of the United States, but look forward to experiencing other black nations to finally feel at peace. Much love to all African diaspora, people who love being so. Wow. This is another black American who is actually declaring his love for Jamaica, his admiration to Jamaica, and he's saying he looks forward to visiting black people countries so that he can have peace at last. Meaning that these people do not experience, and there is this black lady. We were talking about this man who had gone to Jamaica and actually started talking about the food of Jamaica in a very negative way. And this, when I was shooting the video, this lady came and said, I am used to being hated. She was a black American, and Jamaicans hate us. I told her, no, not every Jamaican hate you. And you are loved, you are precious, you are wonderful, you are fearfully and wonderfully made. And the black Americans that listen to us, you should know that you are fearfully and wonderfully made, all of us, the black people. And we should embrace each other and actually learn to love each other. Because you cannot be hated by people and you hate yourself. You have to love one another. You have to embrace one another. You have to do what Jamaicans have taught us. Embrace and love people and respect people and make people feel loved. That is the greatest thing that a human being can do. This one says, let me see. Now this one is talking about Rukap Jackie Lewis. I think Jackie Lewis is a known figure because he's talking about Rukap Jackie Lewis, an African American who moved to Jamaica in the mid-80s and started Jackie's on the Reef. Maybe the Jamaicans in the house can tell us, in West End Negri. So he moved from United States of America and went to Jamaica and started the Jackie on the Reef. And it is in the West End Negri. So people have been migrated from United States of America to Jamaica because of the love they feel and the acceptance they experience from the people of Jamaica. This one says, I visited Jamaica for the first time in February. I'm planning a second trip in October. That's how much I love it. There is a few out there. So all those, this one is I'm a black American without any roots in Jamaica. That I am aware. My first time coming to Jamaica with friends, I was amazed to see the black people on billboards. This is another one who is talking like Jessica, the first video we experienced, and he's saying, sorry guys. So this one is actually reiterating what Jessica has told us, and she's saying, I am a black American, and she's calling herself what Jamaican. But she's saying she has no root whatsoever of Jamaican people. I am a black American without any roots in Jamaica, that I am aware. My first time coming to Jamaica with friends, I was amazed to see the black people on billboards and advertisements, blacks running the banks, blacks living in the big homes, in the best neighborhoods, blacks owning the businesses. I also loved just being a human, a person in Jamaica, meaning that in wherever she was coming from, she never felt good because she's saying, I also loved just being a human. Can you imagine? That she loved just being a human. She felt a human when she came to Jamaica. I am moving to Jamaica and we travel here 3 to 5 times per year. Oh my God. Every year they travel 3 to 5 times. If we hadn't picked Jamaica, it would definitely be another Caribbean country. I feel freedom everywhere, every time I get off that plane. Oh my God. There is this guy who has told us that whenever he enters the plane to go back to the United States of America, he cries. Like, I can step out of my protective shell and just be me. In other words, when she arrives in Jamaica, she's out of the cocoon of pretense and she becomes herself, and she becomes free, she becomes practical. You know, you can live a life which is not yours because you're always fearing, what are they going to say? What are they going to? You fear being judged. And therefore, this woman says, whenever she steps her foot in Jamaica, she feels that freedom, that feeling of I can be who I am without being judged. I also wish my kids could have been born here. Oh my God. Especially my son. She wishes that her children were born in Jamaica. Jamaican, are you really hearing this? You should be proud of your dad. You should appreciate your dad. You should be happy of who you are. You are great people. Everybody is feeling like coming to your dad, settling in your lap. Nothing like that confidence, nothing like that confidence for a black man that is often frowned upon. In America, to keep them in their place. So, in America, you are always frowned upon too, so that you are not confident. You are not yourself, according to this woman. That is what she's saying. Then, okay, so all these people are talking about Jamaica. They are talking about the feeling of happiness, the feeling of joy, the feeling of satisfaction when they stepped their foot in Jamaica. Jamaicans, I salute you. I respect you. I appreciate you. I love you. Thank you so much for making all these people feel at home, feel loved, feel embraced. I salute you. Guys, thank you so much. That video was so emotional. Hearing the conversion from people who have experienced racism and now they come to Jamaica and experience love. What a great joy. Thank you so much for watching our video. Bye bye. See you during the next video and God bless.